thank you for accepting my dinner invitation. I know you've been keeping busy with meeting everyone and getting to know them better. It must be exhausting to go back and forth between the two packs. The clans have been growing more and more restless as the ceremony draws closer. I'm sure you've noticed it by now. Everything involving the ceremony is the talk of the packs right now. Is that young Alpha gonna be enough? Is that conniving Omega gonna do something? What really happened to the former Phobos clan leader? If only they would take on mates, it would change the power dynamic of the clans. Honestly, I'd be glad if the moon cycle could come sooner. You're wondering about that last thing? About the moon cycle, or? Oh. Mates. I suppose I would be the expert on that topic, considering how often I've had to deal with it. What's that phrase? The elephant in the room, or the bull in the fine china store, or something? As I'm sure you've been told, a clan leader should be the one who has the loyalty and respect of their pack. A person who can defend their clan and lead them on a hunt. Lineage plays into loyalty and respect, but not completely. As an Omega, I had no inherent claim to being a pack leader. I'm sure that if an Alpha born of Deimos roots had tried, then they wouldn't have struggled nearly as much with re-establishing the pack. But on top of all that, traditionally speaking, an Omega can only lead alongside their Alpha. Or if they're the widow of the former leader and the heir apparent isn't of age yet. It's frustrating to have been working so hard all these years and to fight for where I am today, only to still be invalidated. The former leader of Phobos had been in control for decades, and no one ever doubted her abilities even when she married her Omega. But enough about the political. Mates and courtship are what you want to discuss tonight? It can be rather endearing. Werewolves tend to take things a little slower when it comes to courtship. At least, compared to how I've seen some human relations play out. That's not true for every wolf, of course. From rumors I've heard, a certain someone cares more for the physical over intimacy and the game of chase. Typically, the wolf of higher standing initiates the courtship. This can come in the form of requesting time together, gifting small trinkets, and sharing meals with them. It's like how humans date each other essentially, but the goal is geared more towards thinking of the future rather than immediate gratification. There's also the fact that the pack has some influence over the courtship. You wouldn't want your dear friend with someone who doesn't seem like the right fit for them. A parent wouldn't want their child to chase the wrong tail. Once you establish a connection, it becomes appropriate to give items of yours or things you make to your interest. This would be like sharing clothes with your scent on it, or instead of just eating together, they would make food for you. If you're so interested in how mates work, why don't you try courtship firsthand? For example, if you were to pursue, say, Cliff, I'd be rather supportive of it. Being the writer that you are, you have a keen eye for detail, as does he, and you share an inquisitive nature. I'd suggest taking him out for a drink, especially when he's stressed out. It's something he would do too if he were to begin courting someone. He likes quieter places where he can relax, and he would appreciate practical items like notebooks or pens as gifts. And I would compliment him a lot. He's rather handsome when he's flustered. While he can seem distant, once someone has earned his loyalty, it cannot be undone. It's just how he is. He'd make a wonderful mate. But if you were thinking of someone like Alistair, well... he comes off as a person who would turn down courtship, considering his reputation. I'd be careful with that one. Though, I think he would hesitate to turn down a gift if it were new reading material. He's the bookish type underneath all that bravado. His position as beta to Pack Phobos makes him desirable. And he's got a pretty face, too. But, to be honest, the most desirable person would be Jay, all things considered. A strong, young alpha about to step into a position of power. A family line that could be traced back for several generations. He's been the talk for several wolves across the packs in the region. But courting an alpha is different from the rest. Usually they're the ones to give rather than the other way around. But from what I know, he hasn't shown express interest in other wolves. Perhaps he just hasn't had the time to consider it. Maybe he'd enjoy being a recipient instead? I'd start with a simple gesture like flowers and see where it goes. He could use someone to balance him out, I think. Me? The look in your eyes. You're being serious. How would I want to be courted? Apologies, but I'll have to abstain from answering that question. I'm not looking for a mate because it'll change the power dynamics of my pack. If I were to find someone, and they were an alpha or beta, then they would, as the old ways dictate, be the rightful clan leader. That's not to say that people haven't interested me. I'm quite fond of a few in particular. I just can't let anything get in the way of the future of my pack. Huh. Besides, by werewolf standards, I'd hardly be considered a good Omega mate. I could never submit to another, or let go of control. But I suppose it'd be a non-issue if I were courting someone that wasn't a wolf, Courtship from me would probably look like... me cooking food especially for them, and complimenting them on their hard work and achievements. Talking to that person about more personal matters because I feel comfortable enough with them to be vulnerable. If I liked a person quite a bit, I'd likely give them a trinket too. Speaking of that, I do have something to give you. It's a little gift the pups and I made. They helped make the wood beads, and I strung them together to make the bracelet. Consider it a sign of being an honorary member of the pack. Or just a token of appreciation from all of us. I understand if you choose not to wear it, considering you still have a job to finish. You should remain impartial during the rest of your day to avoid controversy. But I figure this would have been my best chance to give it to you. After all, the next time we're scheduled to meet is during that joint meeting between Jay and I before the ritual. Personally, I'm excited for it. We haven't officially met since it was announced that he'd be taking over as clan leader. I've had many encounters with him while his mother led discussions, but I'm interested in seeing how he handles things on his own. I wonder, would you be so kind and let me know what to expect from you? Surely you've got questions. I suppose I'll just have to wait and see what you do. Let's enjoy the rest of our dinner in peace then, shall we? Why don't you tell me more about yourself? It's about time I get more acquainted with you, after all. Did I make my intentions obvious? Clear as mud? Fair. Thank you for your ongoing support of Anagome. Please leave a like and comment if you have something to tell me. Join Pack Demos and subscribe to the channel to keep up with the content you enjoy. Patreon is available for the adult fans who are looking for mature content. Check it out at patreon.com/Anagome. Commissions can be ordered through the website anagome.com/commissions if it interests you. Oh, we have a big day for when we meet next. I hope you're as excited as I am. It'll be so fun to tour with that alpha, don't you think? Well then, see you later.